It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Friday, June 30th, and that is so exciting for two reasons. Number one, we're entering July. Number two, it's a Friday. Number three, it's a freaking holiday weekend. And most people aren't working on Monday, July 3rd. I don't know about you guys. If you are working, I'll be working a little bit. I will still be doing my show. I will still be talking about all the updates that I hear, although it will probably be a slow news week because that's how these holiday weekends go. But we are, I've missed you. Like I said, 3 weeks without my dosers. It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. And as a lot of you guys said, it was a slow time while I was gone. So it worked out really perfect in my favor. I have to say, I think the pop culture gods were like, why do we have to have any important news stories if Donna's out of town, right? Like that's pointless. But today I've got some stories for you. Some good ones. But anyway, so just to give you guys a little bit of homework, if you haven't yet subscribed here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like it, and leave a comment just saying, hi, Donna, or whatever. That helps. And on TikTok, I have 100 people on TikTok watching live. Make sure to follow if you haven't already. And of course, if you're listening to the audio version of this, if you haven't followed, leave a 5-star review, a rating, and a review. It helps my show so much because now we're in the season of growth. Remember, you guys, I said I'm going out of town. I'm going to have a little bit of a slow time, but now I'm back and we are going to grow this summer. We are on team Daily Dose of Donna Growth. So make sure to also join the Facebook group, Daily Dose of Donna. It is, I think we're like almost at 300 members, something along those lines, which is actually a lot considering I hated a Facebook group. Hated. Okay, but now I love my Facebook group. And that's the first place I put in all my stories, anything I hear about, and then we talk about it, and then I talk about them on the show the next day. Okay. So let me just turn this off. All right, there we go. We are going to get started. Those of you that are new here, welcome. I am a former casting director, scripted TV casting director. My husband, Lance, who you know from the show if you follow, is a camera operator on reality shows. In fact, his avail just got checked for a popular Netflix reality show that I bet a bunch of you guys watch that I don't cover, but I feel like I should cover if he works on it. And I'm a mom. And I have kids, obviously, because I'm a mom, and I spend my days obsessing over this kind of stuff, like pop culture and reality TV, right? That's all I care about. So I decided in January of this year to go all in and, follow my dream in addition to producing and working with other people on their shows and their content. And I've never been happier. Okay. We're going to get started. We have 2 big stories, one about Vanderpump Rules and then one about Kyle Richards. And as my TikTok community is seeing, a lot of people feel this way. Disco Pirate Bunny shout out says, I feel like with the Kyle thing, when there's smoke, there is fire. And that is what this episode will be called, because when there's smoke, there's fire. But first, before we get into the Kyle Richards of it all, let's talk for a second about VPR. Because as you know, if you've been following my Facebook page or TMZ or any of the other ones, Vanderpump Rules has officially started filming this last week. Okay, so we've seen paparazzi footage of Katie Maloney and Ariana outside of Something About Her, probably filming a little bit of their construction and the process of opening their sandwich shop, which is going to be great. And it's going to be, just wait, you guys, on the Kyle Richards. I don't want you to get too excited. I have so much to talk about. Okay. And anyway, so they're definitely filming. We have not seen Sandoval filming. We have not seen Schwartzy filming, but we know they're filming because we've seen Katie and Ariana filming. I saw on TMZ this morning that officially we're in negotiations with Raquel on joining the season. I can tell you with strong confidence, mark my words, she is back on the show. I can't obviously share my source, but please know I am somewhat involved in this world, and she is back on the show. I believe she has started filming, but if she hasn't officially started filming, it's definitely happening. Listen, the way that this works, Schwartz was filming, I'm being told. I didn't see that. The way that this works, you guys, if you are in negotiations to be on a show, you're going to be on that show. Now, the only way I guess it wouldn't work is if maybe you're like a Bethany Frankel who has a very high rate and is like, okay, let's be in negotiations to see if the money's enough. But for someone like a Raquel and Rachel, and Rachel, like she's two people, for someone like Raquel, she will do this show because she's open to doing the show. And the reason why I think she will definitely do the show, well, she's definitely doing the show. I'm telling you this. You can trust me on this one. I know from my sources that work on the show. She's doing the show. But she is, if you're open to negotiating and you're in her position, you will do it because there is not a number that Bravo probably will not throw out for her unless it's ludicrous. The amount of money that she should be asking for should be very high. Now, I have no idea specifically how much all of them are making. I was listening to a podcast this morning and they were assuming or thinking that each of the cast members makes about $40,000 per episode. And if a season is about like 16, 17 episodes, I don't have my calculator. One of you guys that are listening, tell me, what is 40 times 16? It's like 400,000. Actually, it's like $650,000. So if they are making $40,000 an episode, they're making upwards of $500,000 a year by doing the show. I would like to be on this show. Please give me, I'll take it for $6,000 an episode. Let's be honest. But the point is, Raquel, Rachel, Sandoval, and Ariana, those three are in positions that there is no show without the three of them. There is no show without them. They basically have the upper hand in their renegotiations. Now, I don't know about Ariana and Tom. They may have had longstanding contracts that basically say, you know, a lot of shows, I don't know about reality specifically, but a lot of shows, yes, 640,000. Thank you. Cut the cameras. A lot of shows in the scripted world set your contract for just say 3 seasons, right? So that way they can protect themselves if the show explodes, if the actor on the show gets very famous, that they won't come back and ask for an exorbitant amount of money each season. With reality, I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, although it should be the same thing, that they give them basically a bump for every season, or this is the amount you're making from seasons 5 to 8 or whatever. But a lot of agents would say don't sign a deal where you're signing multi-year contracts because you want the ability to, you know, ask for a lot of money. That being said, signing a multi-year contract is very, very good for stability in your career. So it's a little bit of a who knows exactly what's happening. But if I was Raquel, I would say this. I would say, I'm not doing it unless I'm getting, and I would throw out an insane amount of number so that I could make, you know, $1 million for a season back, or $800,000. Remember, taxes, you know, a lot of it is taken out. And if you have an agent, if you have a manager, if you have all those things, they're all taken out. So if you're going to do the show, make a shit ton of money and hopefully cross your fingers, beg, pray, and do anything you can to come on the show and redeem yourself. I think that's her only hope. If Lala can be redeemed, if James can be redeemed, if all of these people can be redeemed, I do believe she can be redeemed. I think the girls have softened on her. I'm curious to see what happens. I don't know if Tom Sandoval can be redeemed because he's made so many errors like over the years and he's just an unlikable character. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I believe that all of them will be back. I think it's going to be the exact same cast as last year. I think Allie will probably be a main. That's my guess because they love Allie and she's part of a lot of like the girls' nights. So if I were them, I would also put Charlie on as a series regular, like a main. I think my guess is a lot of people are saying we definitely do not want Tom Sandoval to be redeemed. I mean, Tom Sandoval is his own worst enemy, right? Because every time he opens his mouth, he F's up. It's like, I was out of town, so I didn't cover this, but you guys remember that scene where he was talking about, on the finale, he was talking about Ariana with a t-shirt, right? Having sex with a t-shirt on. By the way, so do I sometimes, depending on the day. Sometimes you just got to get it in. Let's be honest. Zendaval, so funny. But Tom got stopped by TMZ and was asked about it. And like, he's such an idiot. He was like, no, I didn't mean like not high. I just meant like she was unenthused. Just shut up. Just shut up. I think Rachel is the smartest one in this entire group because she has not said a goddamn word and everyone is dying to know what is going on with her. Where is she? Who is she dating? Is she with Tom or is she single? Has she like figured her shit out? Or her parents disowning her? Like, I am dying to know what is going on. Oh, cool. Okay, Charlie said they offered her a full-time role for season 11. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think she's a great addition. I think she says exactly what we want to hear. Like she's one of those. If you had to eliminate anyone from Vanderpump Rules, who would you eliminate character-wise? I can't think of anyone. I think Sheena and Brock need to be on the show. Ariana, obviously, Tom and Raquel need to be on the show. Schwartz and Katie need to be on the show because that side story is so important. And James is the comic relief. And Allie, I could do without, I guess, but she's adorable and she's important for James. So, a lot of you guys are saying Sheena. Yeah, Lisa Vanderpump does not need to be on the show anymore. Although she's the producer, she's going to be on the show. But she does not add anything. Peter absolutely should not be on the show. And maybe he won't be because, like, you guys, no offense to Peter, nice guy, but what? Like, every time I see that Peter is on another podcast talking about Vanderpump Rules, I'm like, you couldn't get me to be more bored. You couldn't get me to be more bored. Peter is like a dead fish. You guys, when we started watching the show, I didn't even have Dylan. And now Dylan is 11 years old this year, and Peter is still in the same position. I don't know. Okay. Oh, you guys want more of the party planner and Ken period. Well, that was a lot of Real Housewives stuff, wasn't it? Lisa really did turn, like she turned a lot of her fans against her over that last reunion. It just was a bad look. It was a bad look. Okay. Now we're going to move on to Kyle Richards. So I created a TikTok yesterday because I am very interested in this story. While I was in Israel, I started to see a lot of stuff online on Twitter by her. Her account is Bravo Historian on Instagram, and her name is Samantha Bush. And I love following her on Twitter and Instagram, but I see her tweets often. And she was talking about the fact that she said this about a week ago, I think. She's like, something is up. Something is up between Kyle Richards and Mauricio. I truly believe that there is something going on. So, of course, as one would, we have to go in deep dive. Like, why? What's going on? So I started to kind of look at the comments, and what she had was not in that moment super convincing that anything was up. But what she did mention was this girl, Morgan Wade. Now, I don't follow Kyle Richards on Instagram. Not intentionally, I just don't. And I haven't kept up to date. But apparently, there is this woman named Morgan Wade. Morgan Wade is a country singer. Oh, frick, my gardener just came. It's a Friday gardener party. You'll see them walking back and forth on YouTube, on the YouTube video. But I'm just going to get through this because it's going to get loud. We know this. Okay. Morgan Wade is a country singer who Kyle Richards connected with in 2022. And she met her in 2022. And there is an Instagram account. I am shouting you out right now. I have no idea who runs this account. It's an anonymous Instagram account, Face Reality 16. Okay. Face Reality 16 has a highlight on their Instagram page. Those of you that are watching on my TikTok right now or listening to this podcast, listen to me first and then go over there. Face Reality 16 has a highlight on their Instagram page that goes through all of this kind of damning evidence that something is afoot. Kyle Richards meets this beautifully voiced country singer, but she's not my type. I don't mind the looks of women, but she's not my type. She's got tattoos up to her neck. She has 160 tattoos. She is, thanks, Debbie. She is so she's so edgy looking compared to like what we know from Kyle. But she and Kyle meet with a group dinner or lunch back in the beginning of 2022. Kyle mentions, I've been in love with Morgan Wade's music and we finally met, and like her daughter was there and other people were there. And starting at that point, Morgan Wade started to become a very, very tight inner circle friend to Kyle Richards. Now, why is this weird? This is weird because she is, yep, I look like Candace Cameron Bure every time. Thank you. Drink, everyone drink. This is weird because we don't know Kyle to be friends with girls or women that like technically are like Morgan Wade. And it's like a little bit, that's interesting. Kyle's friends tend to be in that like that rich new like Beverly Hills vibe, right? Like the people that you see on the show, those are who she's hanging out with. I'm sure she has some friends that are a little bit more, average or whatever. And I know actually one of her best friends, Jen Leipert. She's a former client of mine. Like when I was working with content coaching, love her. So she's got like great women in her circle, but this woman kind of is like interesting, right? Okay. But then they become very, very close to the point where she starts to post a lot of pictures with her. She's going on vacations, group vacations with her. And at this exact same time, remember, Real Housewives has stopped filming the last season. This is the last season, 2022. At this same time, Mauricio starts to become more and more absent on Kyle Richards' page. Now, I will tell you one thing, and I will stick by this until the day I die. If you want to know if someone's having an affair, see if they slowly stop posting their partner's picture. Now, I don't mean if you never post your partner's picture. If you're someone that never, hey, Darlene, that never posts your husband or your wife or whatever, then it doesn't matter. It's not connected. But if you are someone that consistently posts your partner and it's a big part of your social online presence, and then all of a sudden it just stops, there is trouble in paradise. Mark my words, I've seen it happen over and over and over and over in my life with personal friends, with online people, because when there's smoke, there is fire, right? What was this? I should go like there's, I could be really good. And you guys, did you know that I also could do, damn, I can't find my lighter. I was gonna do sound effects, like not sound effects, like light a fire. Okay. Well, maybe there's a reason. Pyromaniac. Okay. So for 4th of July, when there's smoke, there's fire with Kyle Richards. Meanwhile, Mauricio is less and less on her account. Now, I will say one thing. Mauricio has been rumored to have multiple affairs through the years that we have been watching the show. I know this from the show and from all the gossip. I also know from some personal connections that this is a rumor story, okay? Do I think Kyle and Mauricio have a happy marriage or had a happy marriage? Absolutely. I still think sometimes there are situations in life, right? Like in your relationship. Cut to Allison Dubois. Allison Dubois, do you guys remember the e-cigarette? He will never emotionally fulfill you. From the dinner party from hell, season 1 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, how could you forget? Apparently, she was correct. Where is Allison Dubois? How do I get Allison Dubois on the podcast? Call me. So, the dinner party. Yes, you guys all remember. So, I think that what happened was either Kyle was unhappy with Mauricio, something was off, or she wasn't even aware that she was unhappy with Mauricio, met this woman who opened her eyes to this other kind of emotional or maybe physical connection, who knows, and she started to feel like she was finally being fulfilled with this other person. Remember, I don't have any confirmation, but I do believe that it's too obvious. And if you are trying to show that your marriage is intact when all these rumors are starting to swirl, what do? You immediately go online and you say, this is not true. Look at me and Mauricio. We are in bed together. I love the shit out of this man. He is my ride or die. We will be together forever. I am obsessed with him. That's what you do. What you don't do is stop posting pictures of him, post pictures of you and that person, and go to a family wedding, which they did over the weekend. I hope you guys are okay because my gardener's here. I know who's cutting the grass. It's awful. It's awful. It's every Friday. It's like they know it's going to be loud for like 2 minutes. Listen. This is the commercial break. Da 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 da. He's blowing right by my office right now. Do you see him through the window? You guys don't see. Here, I'm showing you on TikTok. You see there's a man right outside my window. Okay. It's Friday. I don't mind the gardener because it's a reminder that the weekend is ahead of us. All right. So she goes to this family wedding. This is Kim Richards' daughter. And they are in the same wedding. They are there together. There's a picture of them when you see the wedding ceremony, and they're sitting next to each other. But Kyle and Mauricio are not together during this wedding. They're not together in pictures. They're not together in, oh my God, close the door. I'm recording my podcast. This is what happens during summer break. I'm literally live. Please go back inside and I'll be there in 2 minutes. Thank you so much. And close the door immediately. Oliver. I'm not editing this out because this is a moment for all the moms to understand what we go through during summer break. Kids don't listen to us. And I said, don't bother me for 30 minutes, my love. Okay. So, Kyle is not tagged in any of the pictures that Farrah posted. I believe this is just like all my feeling. I believe that Farrah is Team Mauricio on this one. Farrah knows because if everyone else knows, of course the daughters know. I believe that Farrah is Team Mauricio because she works with him. Even though he's not her real dad, she works with him and they are like top notch together. They're doing, Buying Beverly Hills, their new season. They're filming right now. I think Farrah's probably incredibly disappointed with her mom. I'm just disappointed with my son. She's definitely disappointed with her mom. And I think she is unhappy with her mom. There was not pictures of Farrah and her mom. There was pictures of Farrah and Mauricio. Here's another thing that happened during this wedding weekend. Kyle and Kathy and Kim were tight, thick as thieves. Okay. Thick as thieves. And I do believe that a big reason why Kyle and Kim and Kathy have not gotten along well over the last few years is Mauricio. We know that Mauricio leaving the Hilton and Highland agency years and years ago is a big source of contention between Kathy and Kim and Kyle. We also know that Kim has always had a little bit of issues with Mauricio because of the house and the stolen the house. And, sometimes people think like, oh, she married a man and now she's doing all these things that she wouldn't normally do. I guarantee you Mauricio has been a little bit of a source of issues between those sisters. Guess what? Now they're thick as thieves. Mauricio is nowhere to be found in any of these family hangs, right? There was an Amazon Live on, I want to say Monday night, a 2.5 hour Kathy Hilton Amazon Live, 2.5 hours. And in that, Kyle is there, Kim is there, and Morgan Wade is there. Let me tell you something. It was Mauricio's birthday and it was Father's Day recently. And in both of those posts, number one, she did a Father's Day post for Mauricio that was on her feed. And in this post, she's not even in the picture. It's Mauricio with the daughters. And the post reads all the things that you would say to a really lovely, I'm just going to pull the post up right now so I can read it to you, a really lovely co-parenting situation. Okay. One of those things where you would say to if you had like a really good ex-husband and you guys were really close, this is how you would write your comment, your post. Okay, you ready? Happy Father's Day, Mauricio. So grateful that our girls have such an incredible dad, leaving them with love and instilling in them to be adventurous and live life to the fullest. Always there for them and not knowing how to say no. They would definitely agree you get the best dad award. I am very sorry to tell you guys, but I strongly feel that if I wrote a post like that to Lance and I never mentioned, I am so happy that I chose you as the father. What I see in you makes me fall in love with you every day. Okay, Yvonne, you can think I'm just fishing. You'll see. The truth will come out. I'm not trying to I'm just saying what I'm seeing online, you guys. I'm not trying to start rumors. It's out there. This is not a starting rumor situation. I'm just talking to you about things that we're seeing. And I know that you guys are into this, right? If she is probably, okay, Debbie says, wow, she's probably mortified all of this is being discussed. Like I said, rumors are rumors, and rumors are always going to be around these people. But you are smart enough in life to dispel rumors if they are not true. If someone said right now, and there was a rumor out there, Donna is having an affair with, the gardener, or with my best friend, or whatever it is, trust me when I tell you, if that happened and it was all over people's Instagram accounts and people were starting to really question things, this is what I would do if it was not true. I would bring Lance into my Instagram live and I would say, I love you. Let's tell the people like what's going on. This is a crazy rumor, and like, let's move on. This is so silly, right? That's what you do. You laugh it off. You're like, who cares? This is so stupid. But not talking about it, not mentioning it is going to make people question things. I'm sorry. Like Jill Zarin, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why is this anyone's business? Great question. Because they're on TV, right? This is a gossip channel. Exactly. They're on TV. We're interested. It's what we like to, it's entertainment. And honestly, they have to have these storylines to keep it going. So I hate to say it, Kyle is not pushing the rumor away. She posted just last week, Life Lately, a photo dump, and it was all these pictures, and this girl is in 2 of the pictures, and her husband's nowhere to be found. She took a picture at Montage Laguna Beach yesterday in her stories, which is a gorgeous hotel down in Laguna, and she doesn't mention anything about who she's with. She doesn't mention, everything's fine. This is so silly. Trust me, she's hearing the rumors too, and she has her left hand in her pocket. Is this all true? Or is this crazy? Or is this just like good, trying to beat up with Scandival type of content? Maybe. I still love talking about it. It's so fun. Yeah, exactly. Just like you said, Kyle used to post Mauricio all the time, and she hasn't posted him besides Father's Day in months. And it's truly the way it works, because if you're having feelings for someone else, there's 2 reasons why you don't want to post about your current situation. Because A, you don't feel that way. If you're in love with someone else, you don't feel like posting the person that you're supposed to be with, right? Because it's not like, that's not who's exciting you. And B, you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings because you're having a relationship with someone else. Do you guys remember Lisa Hochstein and Lenny? And Lisa Hochstein, Lenny had said this in the Real Houses of Miami when he got, the camera, he was being filmed with the camera, or like his voice was being picked up with a microphone. And he said, I don't sleep with Lisa anymore, his wife, because I feel like I'm cheating on his lover. Okay? Just saying. If you aren't happy with your husband, you stop posting. Doesn't mean you're cheating. True. Also true. But when you're in a relationship, or a marriage, I should say, for 20 some years, which I think they've been together 20 some years, I think they've been so incredibly open and honest with their audiences. They're both very public figures. He has his own show. She has her own show. They're both part of each other's shows. It's very strange to just like all of a sudden be unhappy and decide not to be posting. Especially because, okay, here's another comment. Kyle has said many times she's bad about keeping up with her regular IG posts, except she's posting. She is posting. It's not like she's not posting. She's on stories every day and she's posting. We will see. But see, here's the thing. Officially, Susan says she and Mo have been in combined interviews where they laugh about it. Are you talking Mauricio or Morgan? There's 2 Mo's. That would be the moment now to laugh about it. That's why everyone's questioning things, because she's not doing anything, or he's not doing anything to dispel of this talk. And people are thinking it's not actually happening. Oh, Mauricio, yeah. Why aren't they out there laughing about it right now? Why aren't they posting a picture of their family vacations, which, by the way, They always go on these beautiful, huge European, Greece, Italy family vacations, and they're not on vacation right now. They haven't gone on a vacation. They're not together, you guys. They're not showing togetherness. They were at the wedding, but they are not, right? Her relationship with Morgan seems the same as with Teddy back in the day, meaning that they're together like nonstop. Well, she and Teddy did not have that kind of relationship, like a physical relationship. They had a very strong like couples relationship. Edwin, her husband, and Mauricio are very close, and I think the four of them. Okay, listen, here's another thing. Kyle Richards announced that she had stopped drinking in July, because people were questioning why she had lost all this weight, and people were saying that she is on Ozempic, and she was very adamantly denying it and saying, no, I'm working out every day and I'm not drinking. This is a girl that has drank her margaritas on the show. We've seen it now 10 years. Now, I'm not saying that she had an issue. I'm not saying she had a problem. I don't even think she ever drank that much, except like a couple scenes you would see her be drunk. But like, hello, we all have done that and we've all been there. But my question is, she stopped drinking in July. Her bestie, Morgan, I'm not even saying like they're together, you guys. I'm just saying it's questionable that they're spending all this time together. Morgan is sober. Like out there sober. Like, she's openly sober. She says she had an addiction. She's not good with alcohol. She is sober. Interesting. I don't know about you, but when you start dating someone or when you have feelings for someone, don't you try to emulate your lives similar to the way that they live their lives? For example, if you fell in love with someone who was like a hardcore vegan, you may want to adopt a vegan lifestyle just because you want a connection point. It's possible. Kyle stopped drinking a year ago, July 15th. She's just said this on one of her posts. She said, I'm about to be a year sober. So I am very interested to know. Obviously, this is just what I'm seeing online. Like I said, there is a deep dive highlight on this Instagram account, Face Reality 16, but I don't believe that if you know that this is out there and you know that people are talking about it, because she's not an idiot. Kyle Richards is on Twitter. She's on Instagram. She's seeing all this stuff. Okay. It's out there. If you know it's out there, wouldn't you do anything and everything you could to explain that this is totally taken out of context and like, obviously you guys are totally fine? That's what I would do. Also, when it was her husband's birthday, she didn't do a post on her feed. She did a story, 2 slides, both being old pictures. He was in winter clothes. It was like snow in the background. So these are pictures from months ago. And I have another thing for you guys. I have one more thing that I have to tell you. So hold. And all it said was, happy birthday, only good vibes. Only good vibes? Okay. Only good vibes. That's exactly what you would write to your husband of 25 years for his birthday on your story and not post anything on your feed. Weird. Here's the last piece. So I have a friend who lives down the street from me who's into all this housewife stuff like me. And her husband is a financial guy. He works in like the bank system, right? He has absolutely zero interest in anything Housewives, Bravo. He is not even on social media. He knows nothing, but he knows who Kyle Richards is because he's seen her on his wife's TV a couple times here and there, right? 6 months ago or so, she can't remember if it was December, January, something like that. It was wintertime. He goes to Aspen for a weekend away. This is my friend's husband. He goes to Aspen for a weekend with work. And in the hotel that they were staying, beautiful hotel, he sees that girl from the Housewives, Kyle Richards. He calls his wife. He said, I just saw the girl from the Housewives. She goes, oh my God, really? Oh my God, tell me everything. Was she with her husband? Was she with the daughters? He says, no, it was weird. She was cuddling up with a girl who had tattoos. My friend hears this and says, that's so weird. Maybe it wasn't her. And he's like, I'm telling you, it looked just like her. But I don't know. I don't watch the show and I don't care. But I just told you I saw her. Like, he didn't think it was weird that she was cuddling or like close with this girl with tattoos. He just thought it was weird or cool that he saw a housewife and called his wife. Hey, you wouldn't believe who I saw. And just now I'm on the phone with my friend this morning and we're chatting about this. And she goes, wait, this is so crazy. I don't want to say his name. He told me 6 months ago about this girl with tattoos, but I didn't think anything of it. And I was like, oh my God, he's being silly, or maybe it wasn't Kyle Richards. You tell me that's not a coincidence, right? It's happening. Just mark my words. Okay, so that's how I'm leaving it. Now, those of you that hear this and say like, oh my gosh, don't out people or don't like whatever. I truly am not sharing anything that's not out there in the public. I am not in her home. She did not tell me personally. No one has told me anything personally. This is stuff that she's posting online and just what we're taking from it. Okay? That's it. I will post the deep dive account. I'll post in my Instagram stories the highlight and I'll tag them, but it's Face Reality 16. I mean, they're going to get all these followers from listening to this. But for those of you guys that are new here, we will break this down more on Monday if anything new comes out. Obviously, we're following like a hawk. I want her to be happy. That's at the end of the day the truth. If Mauricio didn't emotionally fulfill her, like Alison Dubois said, he will never emotionally fulfill you. In season 1 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, if he didn't emotionally fulfill her and she found someone that did, i.e., this is like a Chrishell and G flip, Bronwyn and her girlfriend situation, power to her. Power to her. We all want to be happy in life. If you want to be happy with a woman, with a man, with a unicorn, with a rainbow, with a vibrator, or with, a chocolate bar, do your thing, friends. That's what I think. Okay, you guys, love you. Thank you so much. I'm going to stick around on TikTok to answer some questions. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing, liking, sharing this episode with everyone, and I'll talk to you guys soon.